Today we're taking another huge step towards bringing Prospectors Park to life. Welcome back to Prospectors Park. If you watched the previous episodes, you'll know Frontier Falls is really starting to come together, but since then, a lot has changed. We're gonna head this way first, and the first thing I changed was right over here. We've now got the staff building here, and not just a random building in the cave. In fact, I might add another sign saying staff only, but we'll come back to that later. The biggest changes though have happened over here. Prospectors Park welcomes its second attraction, going by the name of Claim Jumper. It's a family flat ride set in an American frontier town, with lots of trees, bushes, planting, and a fully immersive town. So I'm going to get into the storyline of the rides more this episode. So long before Prospectors Park even existed, Frontier Falls was a bustling mining town. Hundreds of hopeful miners from across the country after rumours spread that gold had been discovered deep within the surrounding hills. Every morning, prospectors rushed out with pickaxes, shovels, wagons, desperate to become the first to claim a new section of the mine. Busiest route through the town became known as a Claim Jumper Trail. Now, not everyone waited their turn though. Some miners ignored the rules and tried to steal or jump someone else's mining claim, leading to arguments and rivalries throughout the settlement. These opportunists became known as claim jumpers, which is a real term for the gold rush era, for someone who illegally took over another person's mining claim. Eventually, the mine ran dry and the settlement was abandoned. Years later, Prospectors Park restored the old buildings, preserving the town's history and turning the former Claim Jumper Trail into a lively family attraction. So these parts in the queue line would be as if they're relics from like when the claim jumper happened, and these could be almost badges, and this would be one of the claim jumpers. This would be what they try to travel in, and this here is to resemble the street or trail if you like. Now with Frontier Falls, I want it all to feel connected but different as well. So it's all immersed in the trees or the shadows, but the building styles are slightly different. The entrance in Frontier Falls are quite similar, but then Claim Jumper is completely different from the rest because it's more traditional, and then Prospectors Plunge will be different from all the others too, mainly featuring bridges such as these. Let's get into the story for this a little bit. So instead of creating a perfectly maintained town, I wanted this area to feel like one of the oldest parts of Prospectors Park, because as we mentioned in the last episode, it is the old mining town. It is where the foolish miners were. It was the place to be until these fools took over. As you can tell with this building mainly, I wanted to keep everything from feeling too neat. So I used lots of small wooden buildings, small sort of parts, wooden parts that come off each other, so it feels weathered and hopefully it makes guests feel like they're weaving through a real frontier town. This is done with the accompaniment of Prospectors Plunge and Claim Jumper to make it feel like that really immersive land. Now before we get over to the log flume, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about Prospectors Park and Frontier Falls as a whole area. So Frontier Falls is only going to have one main restaurant because it's not meant to be the flagship area. It's meant to just be the welcoming town, a nice warm welcome. So it's got 3 attractions, 2 which are big attractions, 1 which is just for capacity mainly and to tie the story together. Obviously we've got Cascade Cantina right near the entrance, but I'm going to have a few food carts around as well, but that's all that's going to be there. There's obviously going to be toilets, etc., but most of the facilities will be in the other areas, mainly in Horizon Plaza, which will be right ahead here.
So over the past few minutes then, you've really seen Prospectors Plunge come to life. The rock work, the bushes, the buildings really bring the immersion that Prospectors Plunge needed. Now it's a bit tricky because it's on the edge of the boundary of the park, so it's very close to sort of the guest transport system, cars, the walkway, the buses. So I had to make sure the trees and the bushes were placed so carefully that on the outside they didn't look bad, but on the inside it looked like you were still deep into a forest. So that was one of the main tasks I had to overcome when building Prospectors Plunge. Prospectors Park welcomes its guests for the very first time. The guest flow has been exactly what I wanted. They don't all rush to Frontier Falls, they don't all rush to Prospectors Plunge, they rush to both of them, which is exactly what I want because neither should be the standout attraction of the area. And Claim Jumper does the job very well as well. It keeps the capacity moving, never got big queues, which is exactly what I wanted. Now nobody seems to go to the restaurant, so if you guys know how to fix that, please do let me know. That would be very much appreciated. But yeah, I'm just going to show you some of the updates. So we've got these nice archways over the first drop at Prospectors Plunge, and over at this bridge we have some water dispensers spraying the riders. Very nice simple bridge because I didn't want to anything too sort of fancy. We've got a nice little scene here with some cannons firing at the ship. And some water effects, some fire effects, some explosions.
then up the first main lift hill. This part needs a little bit of work, but that will be done between now and the next episode. It will just be a little forest. I just didn't think there was any point in showing you guys that process. And then here we have the first sort of fully constructed nature section, a little turnaround section, and you got the lift hill into the... Is this the final? Yeah, into the final drop with a nice little lake, a water wheel, some lily pads, and then pretty much just stay at this level for the rest of the layout. And then you make it round to the station. So Prospectors Plunge needs a little bit of work, but that will be done between episodes. I just wanted to make sure that I opened the park to sort of see how the guest flow was, see the performance as well. That my frames aren't dropping that much, to be fair, which is very, very good. Let's have a look at the queues then. See, Frontier Falls isn't actually that long of a queue. Like, it's 13 minutes, but it doesn't look that long. I suppose the throughput isn't like top tier. Let's have a look at Prospectors Plunge, because I've just opened this up. There's no guests right now, is there? No. Yeah, it says a 0-minute queue, but hopefully people will head over here. Yes. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus. Oh my. Look at the whole of the park coming. That is exactly what I want, though, because it's got good throughput. There was some more changes that I made. I've slightly adjusted the plan for Horizon Plaza, which will be in the next episode. Which will not be next week, it'll be the week after, as I'm away next week. So you'll have a video next week, but it won't be Prospectors Park. Instead, you'll have a video the following week. So next week is the 21st. You have a Prospectors Park, 31st, sorry. And then the week after, on the 7th, you'll have a Prospectors Park episode, which will be Horizon Plaza and showing Frontier Falls as a 100% complete state, or at least 95%. I got more than what I wanted to get done. I got the whole layout, I got the station, and probably about 75-80% of the theming. That is nowhere near as much as I thought I would. But yes, we will definitely finish it 100% by the next episode. And there's still guests coming in. We've got around 500 people. People coming in from over here. I have no idea what they're doing over there. But regardless, let's have a look at how this queue's developing. Yeah, this is what I wanted. I mean, I sort of expected it to be a fairly long queue. Oh my god. Claim Jumper was not that long of a queue earlier. How long is that? 13 minutes? Oh, I think it'll be a little bit longer than that. Why is there so many people there? It's probably the theming and the nature around it, actually. But you'll see that these queues will be shorter later on in the day once we've developed the rest of the park. So yeah, hopefully that is how it works. That's how I expect it to work, but hopefully that's how it works. Anyways, I shall see you in the next episode. Just a quick one, thank you so much for the support in the last 2 episodes. It has been immense, and I cannot wait to keep on growing with you guys.